Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another video for you guys. And so before I get started, I would just like to say that if you guys enjoy the video that I provide, the type of videos I provide, you guys can definitely make YouTube aware of that by smashing the like button, because then that way, my videos can circulate and more people can find it and find the information that I have to offer, or just my perceptions on things, if that matters. So appreciate you guys for hitting that subscribe button as well, and turning on bell notifications so you don't miss a video upload, or in fact when I go live. But in today's video, what I want to talk about is not necessarily this. Although this is a Pixel 9a, and I did do a video that dropped earlier today. You guys can go check that video out if you guys haven't. What I want to talk about actually is a phone that I find very pleasing to use and I'm always excited to go back to. And this is like one of the phones that I kind of wish that maybe Google would do a refresher on, which is the Google Pixel 4 XL, which is still a very solid and very capable phone in 2025. The only caveat to this phone currently right now is the fact that, it's not supported any longer, right? So it's not getting the next OS update. It's not getting security patches, which is the only caveat to it. Now, if you're pretty safe with your phone and you're not installing things you shouldn't be installing, then for the most part, you should be okay when it comes to the security of things. But still, it's not 100%. So use at your own risk is what I would say. But for me, the Pixel 4 XL is it is one of my favorite Google Pixel phones ever made. Both this, the XL model, and the base model, or the smaller version. I enjoy using both, even though the other caveat to them is that they have not the best battery life, which is why that I gravitate more towards the XL, is because the battery life is much better on this device than on, my Pixel 4. Unfortunately, this one is a Verizon model that I got from somebody, which is why you can't always trust people when you buy things, secondhand, right? They say it's unlocked, and I even tried to specify with them, like, I'm not talking about SIM unlock. I'm talking about, is it, a carrier branded, or if it's an unlocked model. They didn't get that. The reason why I wanted to know is because this happens to be a Verizon model, which means that the bootloader is unlocked. So I do share the same sentiment as Hi on Android, and I don't like lock bootloaders. I just don't like them. I don't know why. And I think that, after a phone is like at least 2 years old, I think that Verizon should contact Google in some form or fashion and have people hook this up to the Google Flash tool and flash and unlock the bootloader for us. I mean, it's our phone, it's not theirs anymore. So why not, Verizon? But anyways, it's still running Android 13, so it didn't get Android 14 or 15. It's not getting 16. You could install those types of Android if there's a development team that has made a custom ROM for it, and then you can flash it on there. Of course, there's going to be sacrifices to be made. Like, one of the major sacrifices that I noticed from a lot of custom ROMs is that they don't have a way to continue on the Project Sully chip or the Sully radar chip in here, which with the stock software is one of the key reason why the face unlock is so fast. I mean, this phone was named to have a faster face unlock than iPhones with Face ID. You guys remember that? And it can unlock in very, very low light situations too as well, which is kind of impressive. But the other thing that impresses me about it, is just, the functionality of it. I mean, when you have things like, squeeze, I can basically have Gemini just pretty much pop up from the squeeze. And that's pretty nifty to have, instead of having the Gemini app on the display or holding the power button to make it like a secondary like side button and holding that to launch it. I could just squeeze the phone. And the active edge is something I truly miss on Google Pixels, and I wish they would bring that back. It doesn't bother me that it's got, a larger forehead. It doesn't at all. I mean, where do you expect the radar, sensors to go? At the time of the conception of this device, they didn't really have it to where you can have things under the display, right? That didn't come into the form of the Pixel 5. Now, there were other smartphones out there that did have things like that, like the I forgot what that phone was from Boost Mobile that was nearly like all display. It had vibrations in the display that you would press against your ear in order to hear sound, so there was no speaker at the top. And the selfie camera was at the very bottom. I totally forgot the name. It was Sharp Aquos Crystal. And that phone, you know, there wasn't a lot of phones that was really kind of using anything that would really be under the display, like even camera sensors being under the display where it was masked and hidden. So having a large forehead doesn't really bother me at all whatsoever. The display, in my opinion, is still really good looking, and anything that I look at on social media when it comes to the Pixel 4 XL doesn't really bother me at all whatsoever. Face unlock and not having a biometric in-display fingerprint sensor doesn't bother me, because the phone is still snappy. It's still good in its own right. It's still good. I think that, it performs as great, and a lot of the apps that I use still support this version of Android, so I don't have to worry about in-app compatibility or app incompatibility. Sorry. Everything just still works on it. It's got the rounded edges on the side and everything like that, so it's not the box shape that we're getting used to these days, right? With like the Pixel 9a. Just imagine if the Pixel 4 XL had this shape. That would be very interesting. But for the most part, I think that the design is great. I think it's fine. I think the cameras are still very capable in 2025. I mean, I can still take some pretty decent photos for the social medias and be able to upload those, and people like them. So, are they going to contend against, today's flagship camera sensors? No, they're not. But it's not like someone, put like a piece of masking or like clear tape over the sensor and shot, through it. The photos are still, in my opinion, still very legible, easy to see. A tree is a tree. How many leaves on it, you probably can count if you like cropped in and zoomed in on the tree. So it has that much detail still in every photo that I take with it. But like the one big thing about the Pixel 4 XL, even the Pixel 4, is the audios are still insane. And this is still king of audio speakers, okay? The sound that comes from the bottom firing speaker and the top firing speaker, the bass, the punchiness out of it is, really, like you could really tell. It's got all that, but it's not like a squawk box. The clarity is just fine. A lot of aspects of the Pixel 4 XL is a phone that I really wish that, Google would just go in there with a team, right? They have the money to do it. Just go in there with the team and have a team go and develop Android 16 and give it one last final push. And just, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of people out there who would appreciate if Google actually gave the Pixel 4 and 4 XL a software update, an OS update. That would be so cool. It would correct a lot of the vulnerabilities that need to be patched with, updated security patches. And it would put it on the latest version of Android for one last shot. They kind of did something like that with the Pixel 6 and Pixel 7 series, as they stated. They were going to give it, 2 more years of support. And, people really took to that. That was a really good thing that Google did. And I kind of want them to look at the Pixel 4 series, because it's very popular nowadays, and for them to be like, hey, we'll just give it Android 16. Put a small team together, have them build out, with necessary coding to build Android 16 for Pixel 4 and 4 XL. They can beta test it on their test units, and then roll it out beta for Pixel 4 and 4 XL users to beta test it for them, and then full-fledged, boom, put it out there. And let that be like the final word in the Pixel 4 and 4 XL.